This segment sponsored by Foster Financial. Today, I am so excited to kick off a new weekly segment, Wealth Wednesdays with Foster Financial, giving you important information that you need to know about your wealth management and financial planning. And joining me today is your new financial advisor, Caleb Doane, who is the Vice President of Foster Financial. Hi, Caleb.
Hi, thanks very much for having me.
Yes, welcome. Happy New Year.
Thank you, you too.
Yeah, so this is the perfect time to talk about all things money and how we can enhance our wealth, and your knowledge is going to be so valuable to us and our viewers. So I'm so excited to have you here with us every week.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here. I think it's going to be a great platform to talk to the people of Fort Wayne about finances.
Yes. Okay. And so let's kick it off, because I know you come today with very important information about a new law that was passed that will affect a lot of our viewers and their retirement planning. So share with me about this new Secure Act 2.0.
Yeah, great question. So Secure Act 2.0, it just passed right around Christmas time of 2022. So it's very new. And there are just sweeping changes across the retirement industry.
Yes.
So I thought it'd be helpful over the next couple weeks, just kind of take one big change each week and talk about how it's actually going to impact investors.
Yes. Okay. So let's dive into it. So share with us, what is this new act and how does it specifically affect our viewers?
Yeah. So one of the big changes that a lot of people are kind of clinging on to is the change of the start age of required minimum distributions. So previously, required minimum distributions, or RMDs, started at age 72. Okay. So basically, once you turn 72, the government says you have to start taking a certain amount out of any pre-tax accounts. And they kind of force you to do this because the money went in pre-tax. So this money was never taxed, and eventually the government says, hey, it's time to pay the piper. Time to start withdrawing and paying taxes on that. With this new bill, it got pushed out to age 73 starting in 2023 this year, and eventually out to age 75 starting in 2033. So it's certainly a big thing that's going to impact investors.
It is. Okay, so that will impact both those who are trying to put their money and their funds into this account, but also the investor side. So can you hone in a bit more on how it impacts the actual investor?
Yeah. So generally, I would say this is a good thing. It provides more flexibility for the typical investor, because you can, of course, start withdrawing earlier if you want. After 59 and a half, you can start making withdrawals without taking penalties.
Okay.
But the government doesn't require you to start taking these withdrawals until a little later, which is a good thing. It can, of course, have some downsides. So typically, or sometimes, if somebody does a really good job at saving for retirement, maybe they have, Social Security and a pension, and they really don't need to touch their IRA all that much, it might grow to, let's just say $1 million at age 72. At that point, the government says, you have to start taking withdrawals, and maybe their required minimum distribution for that year is something like $30,000. Now, if for some reason it got pushed back to age 75, let's say, as it will eventually in 2033, that $1 million might grow to 1.4 million. And so at that point, that RMD might be a lot higher and could potentially push people into a higher tax bracket. So even though it provides flexibility, which is a really good thing, people just need to chat with a financial advisor and make sure that they don't get hit with a big unexpected tax bill eventually.
Right. Yes. Okay. And so in breaking it down, so I know some of these terms may be brand new to our viewers. So can you break down the RMD and the IRA and kind of tell us more about what those things mean specifically?
Great question. So we'll start with the IRA. So IRA stands for Individual Retirement Account, and this is typically what people roll their 401k into once they retire. So 401k, you kind of, that's an employer-sponsored plan that you use while you're working. You're able to contribute money to it. Your employer makes matching contributions potentially. But eventually, when you retire, most people roll that to an IRA, an Individual Retirement Account. It's the same type of money. It's pre-tax money, and that's why you eventually have to have the RMDs, or required minimum distributions. Because the government says, hey, I want my taxes, start taking money out.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I see the parallel between the two. And so as people are approaching putting in money or having to figure out what money they have to take out in these distributions, it's best to talk to a financial advisor, right? To first learn if this new act actually impacts them specifically.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, I would say there's a lot of different things that impact the individual investor's, withdrawal strategy. I mean, it could be taxes, it could be the required minimum distributions, it could be how they expect their money to be inherited. All of those impact how and when somebody should start making withdrawals and how these new laws are going to affect you. So I would certainly say chat with a financial advisor. We typically recommend chat with somebody who's a fiduciary, which just means that they're legally required to act in your best interest, and they can certainly put you on the right path.
Okay, that's wonderful. And you all offer free consultations?
Yeah, complimentary consultation. So we're certainly happy to chat with anybody. If they have questions for us, we're happy to take a look and give you recommendations.
Okay, thank you so much, Caleb.
Thank you.
This is so great. This is really exciting information that we will share each week. So be sure to tune in and take advantage of their complimentary consultation. And we'll have their contact information listed below, and we'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Foster Financial.